welcome back to my absolute trashed mess. Yeah, things happen, I guess. I just got back from work. I was gone for a month or so ish. And don't mind me right now. I'm not crying, really. One, I'm out of breath because I just ran from the garage upstairs, and then two, my eyes are watering because of allergies or something. But I haven't done much to the layout recently, and man, I am so bad. Hopefully, one of these days I'll get better at grabbing the camera and filming when I actually do stuff. But don't count on it. Right now, there's only been a couple of updates, and one is in behind here. Move some of these. Anyways, as you can see, there's a strip here of liquid nails. That is because I've done some renegotiating of track rightage area. As I move all this out of the way. There we go, that's good enough. That switch there is in the original position. It came down here, and then I had a crossover that came all the way over here to the industry. And this industry that's underneath there was farther up here. You can see I've got some markings here. I think this building used to be like right here or something like that. It was definitely moved up. Then I had a runaround track that was over there, still is, and was over here. And it just, where the road is going, which you can kind of see where the pencil marks are, it's going right there. It was just too much for my liking. It didn't look good. You had 1, 2, 3, 4 tracks, and they were all separated. This was at a different angle than this one, and it just, I really didn't like it. So I decided to switch it up a little bit, move the industry over to the inside main line, and then move the runaround crossover over to here. So I can still access off of the outside main line by coming in off of that switch there and then in. It also helps to extend the runaround portion because now the road will be up to about here. So I mean, I've got that much trackage compared to like that much, in behind that bottle, obviously. So that kind of helped out too. Gave me a little bit more room. And I think just overall visually it's a little bit more pleasing to look at. I mean, once all this gets hidden by scenic. Then I've also added in some Walther's cantilever signals, which are going right now. I just have them. I don't think, yeah, you can see I've just got a board there, bought off a person off of Facebook Marketplace who makes them. He's in the groups, Jeff something or other, I can't remember his last name, but he makes a bunch of PCB boards, and this works perfectly with the We Honest or with Walther's, basically anything that needs a flasher. He's got street light flashers and signals and all sorts of stuff. So and cheap. That PCB was $17. It was like 21 shipped or something like that. So I've got those installed. Now they will be raised up because I'm going to make this road surface at the same level as the grade crossing. So they'll come up as well. But I just kind of stuck them in there because I really just kind of get to that point where I'm just like, screw it, I want to see it and get it operating. So that won't have the detectors. That's the reason why it's so cheap. It's just a basic flasher that powers on, powers off, that's it. It's going to be manually operated, which originally made a lot more sense, I guess you could say a lot more sense, to where they would have been, triggered by the tones set off by the engineer doing all the switching and that sort of stuff. You could just leave them on, turn them on whenever you needed to. Same basic functions still will, be in play. It's still going to be operated by the engineer, throwing the tones, setting them off, and that sort of stuff. If I really wanted to, I could upgrade and put the sensors in, but I'm just going to throw a little switch out here, manual, little toggle switch, and just turn them on manually. That was my intent in the first place, and they'll work still. I've also got a WeHonest little PCB board with a speaker coming that will mimic the gong bell that goes ding 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 ding. So that'll be coming. I think it should be here pretty soon. So that's the update with this, other than just junk over here. Just being kind of the workbench of getting everything done. I have also started to really work on getting this town built, because I need to get this finished before I can get this section built, because as soon as this bench work is built, I'm standing basically right where I'm going to be standing, and you can see I can barely, my reach is to there. So right now I got all this room. I'm getting in here, building all this stuff, getting it done, so that way I can write it off, build this, so that way I can connect these two tracks to the other side and make a full loop, and finally just let a train run around in circles. So I have, since I've been home, which I came home Friday, since I came home, I was able to secure these pieces of foam, because I was a dummy and forgot to do it before I left. Just quickly threw down some plaster cloth just to fill the gaps, kind of, sort of. At least it's a little bit better. As well as I made a little bit of, you really can't tell very much, but a little bit of a raise, just because I didn't want 100% flat, although the rest of it. But I wanted to, I haven't built anything with elevation to this point, so I figured, you know what, let me try that. This will work out. I'll have some houses back here. I've got my building that's on fire, which is right here. That'll be up on top of the hill. Church will be there. Got another house here, one here, 3 along here, and a few back here. This gray here is where the road's going to be, and as you can see, I've already done a little bit of painting. Basically, I didn't really want to do very much with this, just because, for one, I want to hurry up and get it done, which is a bad thing. But because, honestly, from way back here, we're going to be focusing on the trains going around. That doesn't need a whole lot of detail. So basically at this point, I just got some rattle cans. This is just the primer, flat gray. And then I've done the sidewalks, as you can see, in this stone gray satin. And that will be good enough for me. This is just styrene sheets, and it's not really turning up on camera. There you can kind of see. I've done a little bit of a scribe in there just to give it a little bit of blockage, but I really haven't done too much detail. Like I said, I might come in and weather it a little bit. The buildings aren't quite placed yet, so this could, kind of move over a little bit more, or whatever the case is. But I got that basically done to this point. The sidewalks in this section here are, what is this one? 40 thou styrene, evergreen styrene sheets. And then, might not be able to really notice it, but you can kind of see, I can't get in there without getting a shadow. Here you go, you can see that there. Basically, this section here around the intersection is 20 thou evergreen styrene sheets. I need to go and get more. I'm going to bring, basically all the roads are going to be the 20 thou. And then all of the sidewalks that are basically all done now, I think, are going to be the 40 thou. Need to finish painting that. I just kind of did a quick brush. This here is, I'm going to leave this like that. I've got a couple more sections somewhere. I don't know where I put them, but basically, this is another thing here. This is from Menards. This is one of their buildings, which are really great. They're great detail, but for one, I did not like how bright they were. And for two, I don't like how they got this base on there. It really kind of takes away. So I was poking and peeling, and sure enough, you can take these things off of that. So that was number one. Then I wasn't going to light it up. But then I noticed, if I can come over here, this was the board that was in it. And it's got the plug, and then it's got the other wires for the wall wart to go underneath, because you could either do it on the back there or from underneath in that hole. I noticed that these have the same plugs as the Just Plug system. So I tested it out, and sure enough, those plug into the Just Plugs, and they will light up with the Just Plug system. So that means they don't have to be super bright, because unless my dumbass didn't really think about it. this doesn't have a dial on it. So I can set the brightness to this. So I need to get in here and I need to cut off these little tabs. But if we bring this back over here, it will sit on here. I've got to mask off the sidewalk portion and then make this a gray, or I'm probably not going to do the exact same gray as the road. Might be a little bit more black, like a black top parking lot. And so that'll go there. So I'll have a nice big parking lot. This will come out probably right around there, something like this. This is basically all going to be paved as a parking lot for the town, because there's no on-street parking, because I didn't really make any room for that. In fact, I ended up making that a one-way just to get everything a little bit more compressed to give me the proper room that I was looking for over here. So there's going to be a road here. I don't know if I'm going to add sidewalks on this side. I might do a sidewalk on just this side, but I probably won't. Oops, sorry, I should pay attention to what I'm doing. I don't think when I continue the road up here, I don't think I'm going to continue a sidewalk along here. Having said that, I might do one on this side. Basically, geez, pay attention where the camera is on. Bring the sidewalk here along here, so that way this has a little bit more of, it's not just kind of out in the grass. I don't know. I'll take a look at it. I'll see. I also do have some LEDs for that showing up that mimic a fire. I'm going to try to maybe put in a smoke machine too. I'm not sure if I'll get that in depth, but I will have the LEDs in there and all the fire apparatus, which again, I think I mentioned in the other video, these ones that light up are going to move over here with all my little firemen that are in there around the scene. So, and then this road here will come along, and you can kind of see where I've got the mark there. It's going to come along here, back over here, and make another intersection here. Not quite sure where I'm going to go with this end yet. I've got to, once I get this built, I can see where the track is going to go, because I know it's going to come up in here somewhere. So once I get enough of that portion done, then I can really focus on building this and figuring out exactly where these are going to go, because it is going to be pretty close. This road here is probably going to bend and go right up beside the building here. I might actually move this building down a little bit more to give me room for this switch here. Just, if I have one long box car or something, and if I got two here, there's no way I can get a locomotive with a single car in that section. So probably going to do that. Oh, I also should mention, I did make some car cards and waybills. Just kind of threw some together. This is the actual micromark cards and that system. So just kind of playing around with that idea as well, getting that. So right now I'm going to, and I might even set the camera up if I can, going to get to painting this little section here that I used, and get that brown again, so that way I can start doing some scenic. I can get in the back corner and start doing the grass and pulling that out. Tomorrow I should be going to Hobbytown and getting more styrene sheets, so I can finish off the road systems, and then I will be painting lines and that sort of stuff. But like I said, beyond that, possibly a little bit of weathering, but I don't think I'm going to do too much. I've gone in here and tried cleaning off some of these. Some of this one here's ended up dusty again, but some of these buildings have been, you know, in my collection for about a year, and I bought them at a train store. Eventually I'll talk, right? I bought them at a train show, and who knows how many 20 probably years of dust were on them, especially at City Hall. That City Hall was really dirty. But all right, let me get to painting this brown. More thing before I go to starting to paint this brown is this little house here, which actually I do believe is going to be sitting right there. This is a cool little building. It's got to be from the 70s, 80s, 90s. I don't know. I know we don't build houses like that anymore. The trusses are one piece and not built on the go. So that's going to show this age. But it's cool, but I don't like the looks of it. The fact that it's black like that, which, you know, black house wrap possibly, I don't know. But it just doesn't look like a real, it looks plastic, it looks fake. So I want to give it a little bit more of a different life to it. I've been watching another dude on YouTube here. I can't remember. I know his name is Ken. I can't remember what his channel is. I'm sure some of you may have seen him. He's big into 3D printing right now, and he's a carpenter, so he's got a lot of buildings that are under construction. And he has painted with some Rust-Oleum khaki paint. And the only problem is it's gloss, and I don't like the gloss because that's not going to look correct, because wood is not glossy. And I can't find khaki in non-gloss. So I ended up getting this Rust-Oleum camouflage non-reflective finish, which is flat sand, which, I mean, is pretty close to wood. So I'm going to spray this whole thing down. It's glued together. I don't think I'm going to try to pull it apart because I don't want to break anything. I'm just going to have to try to spray it from every single angle I can because all the inside is visible and everything. So I'm going to do my best to make sure everything gets sprayed on it. And then I might do like some sort of a white house wrap or something on the house itself, just to kind of give it a little bit of difference, variety. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up. I don't know if that's going to be in this video or not, but that's my plan with that. Flat sand, Rust-Oleum camouflage, as you can see, is pretty darn close to wood color. So that's that. All right, I got my phone precariously perched. If anybody is wondering exactly what color I do my flat base dirt ground coverage color, I use, not that really the type of paint matters, but Glydian flat interior paint and primer. And this is painted or colored at Home Depot. And where is it? It is Earth Fired Red is the color. Earth Fired Red. So we're not going to mind that. It's just that part is what it is. And so we're just going to do a quick little paint over on this just to hide as much of that as we can. All right. Oh boy. Think about the fact that I have paint down there. That's the quality of video you get with me, people. Anyways, I was going to say that now that that's painted up, I think I'm just about done for now. I'm not worried about painting that little stripe because that's where the road's going to be. It's going to be underneath. You can see where the pencil markings are, so I'm not worried about that at all. So yeah, at this point, I think I am going to just relax a little bit. Maybe go wash my hands. I was thinking about running some trains, but I got too much crap all over the rails and everything that I don't want to power it up, and because I'll end up missing something that's metal laying across the tracks and short everything out. So I don't want to do that. Really looking forward to getting this part done so I can build that, and then once the bench work is done with that, then I will start focusing in on doing all the scenic around here. I just want to get to the point where I have track that I could just sit up here and just watch a train go around and around and around and around. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, if you enjoy trains and you want to see somebody that doesn't know what he's doing, then just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video. All that helps out the algorithm. Help me get more than 100 video views. You know, back in the day when I made trucking videos, I got like tens of thousands, or at least into the thousands. Now I can't even get 200. So, whatever. I don't care. I'm making these videos just because I want to, not because I, want to become YouTube famous. If I wanted to, I'd probably just go on OnlyFans and show my butthole or something. So, anyways, thank you much for watching again, and I will catch you in the next one.